My next guest joined the African Democratic Congress ADC, not in a blaze of glory, you would say, but in a flurry of violence, with so-called thugs invading a rally organized to welcome him into the party. But Gbadebo Rhodes-Vivour has officially joined the African Democratic Congress ADC, leaving the Labour Party, a party under which he ran for governor of Lagos State. His defection mirrors several other politicians who have joined the ADC in recent weeks. So as the ADC attracts influential politicians, can it bolster its ranks, not just in Lagos State, but around the country? I am joined now on the line from Lagos. I'm joined now on the line from Lagos by the Lagos governorship candidate in 2023, Gbadebo Rhodes-Vivour. Gbadebo, glad to have you join me on Prime Time.
Good evening. Good to be here.
Yeah. With your transitioning from LP to ADC, can we apply or aptly say that you're a typical example of the Nigerian politician who is driven by selfish interest, personal desire, and not by ideology? Can we say that?
If I was joining the ruling party, or if at any point during my career I joined the ruling party, then maybe you could say that. But the fact that I've constantly remained in opposition throughout my political career, starting from when I ran for local government chairman up till now, shows more consistency than is average seen in our political circles and our political culture. So I beg to differ.
Why did you dump LP and why ADC? And are you a card-carrying member now? In other words, have you registered?
I would not say I dumped LP because, as you know, the Labour Party is divided into two particular factions. One of such factions is pro-coalition. A coalition is a coming together of several political parties, several political thinkers, and the ADC is the party that has been adopted by the coalition. So, like I said, there are several people that are currently in the Labour Party that are pro-coalition. So I cannot come on here and say I dumped the Labour Party. No, we're focused on building a robust coalition. And yes, I am registered. I'm a registered member of the ADC. I have my membership card. I'm a card-carrying member, like Nigerians love to say. But yeah, I'm a member of the ADC, the party that has been adopted by the coalition.
Like you said you consulted your principal Obi before joining the ADC. Is Obi now a registered member? Can we say that concerning Obi himself?
I think when you have him on your show, you should ask him. And it was a broad-based coalition, broad-based consultation with several people, several stakeholders that have been part of my career. Stakeholders, I think, is the best word, all over Lagos, based on the realities on ground. The fact that we are currently in September, we are getting to the middle of September. Most primaries will need to be held early next year. And then campaigns will start from middle of next year. So we really don't have time. And parties that are still currently enmeshed in this legal proceedings or the other, will not be able to provide a stable platform for any serious politician to be able to contest on. Because regardless of all the structures you build, the fact that you are going to be nominated or your name submitted to INEC or to go through the administrative process of that part of electioneering is 50-50. So we need a party that is stable and that can give a solid platform for people to vie on.
Is ADC in alliance with the Obidients in Lagos State?
Most certainly, yes.
So you think now you've joined ADC, do you have more? What do you make of your chances to unseat the candidate that will be brought to? By the way, are you going for governorship again? Are you running for governorship again?
I've said this several times. By the grace of God, I intend to run in the next election, 2027.
Fantastic. So what are your chances? Do you think you can, what gives you the confidence? Do you think you can unseat or overcome the candidate of APC, which is the ruling party in Lagos, come next election 2027?
My confidence is in the people. The people have shown their strength in 2023. We've stayed on ground. We've built our networks in communities. We've learned from mistakes, and we're still learning from mistakes. And the good thing about coalitions are you're building your support base, you're building your network, you're building more contacts and more stakeholders to be able to have a more formidable campaign. So you come in from a stronger position. And that is something that is very appealing about being part of this coalition. You have people that are formidable coming in from the PDP. You have people formidable coming in from the APC, people formidable coming from the Labour Party. And, to build this broad-based coalition to unite the opposition in Lagos State. So it will be a much stronger run in terms of practical and strategic thinking. In terms of decision making. But for me, there is a consistency that has been demonstrated. There is a oneness of purpose that has been demonstrated since the last elections up until today that has earned us larger followership, that has earned us a much more formidable support base. So I have a lot of confidence that the 2027 elections are going to be favorable. We have a lot of work to do as a coalition and as politicians to face what is ahead of us, and we're ready for it. We're going to do the work. The work needs to be done. We're going to be better organized, better structured, and ready for the realities that the elections are going to bring.
Wishing you the best. What's the idea behind your movement being called Our Lagos?
Yes, for the longest time, when I ran for local government chairman, I ran under the Kowa party. This was in 2016. And there was all this talk that you cannot become anything in Lagos without the blessing of this godfather, of this one man. Lagos belongs to him. Lagos is for him, and nothing can happen in Lagos without him. And that's an idea that I can't stand. Lagos is bigger than any one individual. Lagos history goes back hundreds and hundreds of years. And Lagos has been at the forefront of history making in this part of the world for a very long time. So my idea is Lagos is our Lagos. It doesn't belong to one man. We need to take responsibility for it. We need to care for it. We need to be involved with it. And it has to work for all of us. Lagos cannot be run by one man for himself and his cronies. Lagos must work for all of us. We must enshrine democratic ideals in Lagos once more, where anybody can become anybody without the blessing of a godfather or any of that. Lagos is home for excellence. It's not by chance that it's called the center of excellence. You come to Lagos, you work hard, you thrive, you can rise. That's what brings so many people to Lagos. And it has been this way for a very, very long time. There are so many notable families in Lagos State that are Nupe or from Benin or from parts of Yoruba land that came here, worked very hard and built a life for themselves and made history. And I feel that Lagos must return to that state where it works for everybody. It's not one person's own, it's our Lagos. So we take responsibility for it. We all share in its benefits and its blessings and add to it and build it to make it greater.
And so one of the ways to returning Lagos to what the picture you have painted is by contesting, of course. That's what I believe. But which other ways do you think that this your dream can be actualized?
So the idea of our Lagos is that we're not waiting for one man to make a difference. Make a difference in whatever way you can. For instance, we have a micro health insurance initiative that we take all over the state. because we want to normalize the idea of diagnostic tests and people actually medicating themselves based on data. We're not waiting for one person that apparently is the owner of Lagos to do that. We're making a difference as we can based on our capacity all across the state. And there are different people doing this all over Lagos State. So add to it, you know, you have CDAs that are doing fantastic jobs managing their communities. You have individuals, you have people in different local governments that are taking care of widows, taking care of the motherless, taking care of the vulnerable in society all across Lagos State. And that's what the spirit of Lagos is about. It's about sharing and lifting people up and creating opportunities for people. And that's what I would say currently people are doing, you know, to help Lagos. And also you see the fact that people from all over Nigeria come into Lagos as development partners. And that's really what is also behind the amount of development, the amount of building, the amount of creativity that exists in Lagos State. So that's also something that is welcome in the greater idea of what our Lagos should be. We are not waiting for one man to take charge. We are all taking charge and making a difference because it belongs to all of us. It's something that we share and it's something that we love and cherish, and we want to put in a good light.
Yeah, you're lamenting police sealing off the ADC meeting venue even after obtaining necessary approvals. Did you obtain the necessary approvals? Why did the police seal the venue of your meeting?
I think that will be a fantastic question to ask the Commissioner of Police. Because I've talked about this, like you just said, we got the approvals, we got the letter, we made the payment. I've talked about how on Thursday they came and occupied the venue. I talked about how on Friday I went there, spoke to the police. They asked me to speak to the Commissioner of Police. I went there, he did not reply my calls or my text message. And on Saturday, the police supervised and protected the APC to do a rally on that same place they had paid for. So the million-dollar question is, the commissioner needs to explain why that happened, right? And I feel that is a better question to put to him, because I've talked about this several times from the Saturday that it happened, right? So the government needs to start to explain these things, because the Commissioner of Police, our job as citizens is to notify them. And the job for the police is to protect the citizens, not to determine who can do what, when, and how. That goes against our constitution. That goes against the democracy or democratic principles that we're practicing. And more than anything, the police needs to explain how they shepherd thugs to come into a church and completely destroy the assembly of people there and be so violent and watch that literally happen. I think that would be a better question to ask the Commissioner of Police.
Interesting. Now, what are the chances of ADC unseating the incumbent in Lagos, and at the national level? What are the chances? Do you see that happening, like what happened in 2015? And then, of course, the meeting between Obi and Jonathan and the wooing by the PDP. And then, of course, the question of the South.
Well, what are our chances in Lagos State? I think our chances are great. Our chances are strong. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, because as you can see from the violence that is currently being exhibited, there is a drive to make this a one-party state. And, you know, I say violence is the last refuge for incompetence. And when a government has been in charge of a place for over 20 years and they cannot campaign based on the value they've added and the people they've lifted out of poverty and the lives that they've made good, but instead depend on violence and intimidation, that in itself says a lot, right? So if people are going to depend on violence, then you have to be prepared for violence. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done in terms of organization and structure. But I believe that as far as we can unite a robust opposition, we're in a stronger position to face the next elections. So that's Lagos State. In terms of national politics, I feel that, again, you cannot go into the next election with divided votes, with a divided opposition. I feel it would just be a waste of time. I think it's extremely important that we unite our opposition in terms of numbers, resources, strategy, and influence. And once we can do that, I think we're in a very strong position to unseat the ruling party. Because again, they came in with a very, very unpopular mandate. I mean, they had about 30% of the votes. So you're looking about 50-something to 60% of people did not vote for this, for our current president. And that says a lot. And the level of the cost of living crisis currently is at an all-time high. People are suffering. Nigeria has never been this hard. So the people are going to have their say, have their voice. It's for us to organize ourselves properly so that that voice will be heard.
All right. Wanted to thank you. But before I let you go, just in 30 seconds, your visit with Obi and Yunusa to Obasanjo and the designate, Olubadan designate, just in 30 seconds, what was it about before I let you go?
On our way to visit the designate, we stopped by former President Obasanjo just to greet him. They had a closed-door meeting, His Excellency Peter Obi and himself. And we just chatted and, to just pay respects, greet him, check on him. And then with Olubadan designates, he spoke about service, spoke about the idea, the changing, which was very, very interesting, the changing idea of the transitioning between being a Kabiyesi in the original sense, pre-colonial times, to what the Kabiyesi, what the king is supposed to be now for his people.
All right.
In relation to service, in relation to making a difference and adding value to their lives.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was very, very rich conversation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Gbadebo Rhodes-Vivour, governorship candidate in 2023 for the LP. Thank you for being on Primetime, Arise Primetime.
Thank you.
All right. All right, that will be it on Arise Primetime. Do join us again tomorrow. From me and the entire team here in Abuja, goodbye and thank you for watching.